At night, a young couple is being affectionate. Zhang thinks Xiao Huan is an amazing person. He makes up for his shortcomings. He's willing to do anything for him. He always looks at him with loving eyes. Tonight is another sleepless night. Xiao Huan calls out Lo Zhang's name. He says he's not going anywhere because he's his Omega. Zhang says, "Fang Le, how can you talk to me like that?" But then a car accident happened. Xiao Huan is badly injured, saving Ji. Sean looks at the mangled Xiao Huan. His pupils constrict sharply. Tears stream down his face as he calls out to Xiao. 7 days later, in the hospital, Xiao Huan's fingers tremble slightly. He slowly opens his eyes. He finally wakes up. Zhang hears the news and runs over in slippers. He pushes the door open and sees Xiao Huan sitting on the hospital bed. He's looking out the window. Zhang is so happy that Xiao Huan woke up. He rushes over and hugs Xiao Huan tightly. "You don't know how scared I was. Scared you'd never wake up." He says Xiao Huan was out for a week. The doctor said such a serious accident only caused a mild concussion. It's truly a miracle. The doctor also said Alphas recover fast, but he couldn't wait for Xiao Huan to wake up. He was really terrified. But Xiao Huan shows an impatient expression. He shoves Zhang's hand away. He says, "What are you doing?" He coldly tells Zhang to stay away from him. The Omega smell on him is disgusting. Zhang doesn't understand Xiao Huan's change. The doctor tells Zhang that Xiao Huan has lost his memory. He's forgotten nearly 5 years of med. Zhang asks if he can be recovered. The doctor says physical trauma is the main cause. Now it's better to let him focus on recovering physically. Zhang feels it's all because of him. He nods guiltily. "No, I can't fall apart." Xiao Huan must be even more confused than me. The doctor also says to us to make sure he gets enough sleep. Xiao Huan sits on the hospital bed wondering why he's in the hospital. What's with these bandages? He looks at the Omega outside the door. Is that little guy my fiancé? He watches Zhang thanking the doctor with teary eyes. Then Zhang comes in. Xiao Huan thinks this face actually matches his taste. "Thirsty? I'll get you water." Xiao Huan finds Zhang very ordinary. Thin. No muscle. More importantly, he's an Omega. How could he be with someone like this? Then he speaks up. "Hey, what's your name?" "Lo Zhang. Just call me Zhang. Don't worry too much about the memory loss. It'll come back soon." Zhang says with tears, they'll work through this together. But Xiao Huan thinks his dad actually used his brain this time. Then he tackles Zhang. He grabs Zhang's neck hard. He tells him to stop, yeah? He also asks Zhang how much money he got for this kind of scheme. Yinhuan has lost his memory. He thinks Zhang was sent by his dad. Now he's choking Jun and asking how much money he got for this scheme. Zhang answers no. Then I'll check and find out. Zhang struggles saying don't. Yinhuan covers Zhang's mouth. He pulls open his collar. He sees the hickeys on his collarbone. Yinhuan demands what these hickeys are about. "Didn't you say I was in a coma for a week, and you still say you're not a hustler?" He grabs Zhang's arm tightly. "Stop it." Zhang pushes Yinhuan away hard. Eyes are blurry with tears as he looks at him. Yinhuan's breath catches. He sits to the side, irritated. Zhang gets up and pulls his clothes tight, saying, "You did this." Yinhuan looks at Jun, confused. "These marks are from a week ago when you did this." Then Zhang says he needs to get some air and runs out. Yinhuan watches Zhang's back. He mutters, "I did this." Today after eating, Xiaoyang's hands tremble as he peels an apple. Yinhuan has a helpless and annoyed expression. Yinhuan says Zhang is really clingy. Why is he still here? After being treated like that yesterday, Zhang flinches, startled by him. Yinhuan looks at his cut hand and says, "Zhang, can't even peel food. Are you sure you're here to take care of me?" Zhang covers his hand, speechless. Then he opens the first aid kit. He says Yinhuan always did the cooking. Before, when he wanted to do something, like peel fruit, if he got hurt, Yinhuan would rush over to check on him. Zhang smiles, saying back then Yinhuan looked so worried. They really loved each other back then. Yinhuan asks, "Loved each other?" Then Zhang should know how much he hates Omegas. Not only does he despise them, he really hates his father for treating him like a breeding stud. There's no way he could love an Omega. He doesn't feel anything for Zhang. Zhang remembers Yinhuan's confession to him before. He smiles blissfully. Then he smiles and looks down, saying he suddenly remembered the past. Yinhuan thinks he's lost it. Zhang says with a smile, "It feels like falling in love with you all over again." Yinhuan looks at him and says, "Don't say things I can't understand." Then the doctor comes in. He speaks up to interrupt. Patients can't bully their guardians. Then the doctor comes over and shakes hands with Zhang. He says, "How have you been holding up? Thanks for all your hard work." Zhang answers, "It's not hard. It's what I should do." The doctor wants to ask about the patient's condition. Yinhuan shouts Lu Zhang's name. He says he's hungry. He tells Zhang to go out and buy him an orange cake. Zhang looks confused and asks cake. Yinhuan hands over a black card. He thinks the bakery is about a 30-minute walk. Seeing Zhang hesitate, Yinhuan slams the table asking if Zhang is going or not. Zhang quickly agrees, saying, "I'll go buy." The doctor watches Zhang leave. Yinhuan interrupts. "Hey, what are you staring at?" It turns out Yinhuan and the doctor are high school classmates. The doctor asks Yinhuan what he's freaking out about. Then he unwraps Yinhuan's bandages. The doctor complains that the car was totaled. "You idiot, you got off with just these injuries. You're really lucky." Yinhuan says he doesn't remember. He doesn't feel uncomfortable anyway. It's just that his vision is blurry. The doctor tells him to look in the mirror. He sees a big wound above his eyebrow that's already been stitched up. The doctor says debris got in his eye and damaged the retina. But he didn't completely lose his vision. But that's cheap compared to your boyfriend's life. "What do you mean? Did I get hurt saving that Omega?" The doctor tells Yinhuan to stop bullying innocent Juan, or he'll regret it later. Yinhuan doesn't believe it. He says Zhang is just acting. The doctor only just met him today too, right? The doctor disinfects roughly, saying it's because Yinhuan kept Zhai hidden before and wouldn't let him see him. He says he knows Yinhuan is like that because of pheromone rejection symptoms. But Zhaian is different. Before he lost his memory, Yinhuan said he was very happy. Don't call him to places like this again. Yinhuan feels a sharp pain in his head. He covers his head and tells the doctor to stop saying weird things. The doctor tries to talk sense into him. He tells the doctor to get out. The doctor can only tell him to figure it out himself. Yinhuan holds his head. He remembers before when he came into contact with Omegas, he felt awful nauseous. His father kept arranging people for him. He despised it. Xiaohuan Yinhuan. Yinhuan snaps out of it. He suddenly grabs Zhang's hand. Sorry. Did I scare you? I came back and saw you sitting there looking drowsy and uncomfortable. Yinhuan takes the cake. He holds the cake and says you told Zhang to scare him. Zhang quickly apologizes. Then he asks what's wrong with Yinhuan's eye color. Yinhuan climbs onto the bed to look. He asks worriedly if he can really be discharged this week. Yinhuan stops Zhang from checking. He tells him to get down. In the scuffle, Shu slips. He falls onto Yinhuan. Sorry. Damn. They both blush and look at each other. Zhang accidentally falls into Yinhuan's arms. Yinhuan swallows as he looks at Zhang. Hey, no Zhang and I. Sorry. I'll get up now. As Zhang gets up, he notices Yinhuan has a reaction. Yinhuan says, you and I slept together before, right? Yinhuan wants to do something special. But then someone knocks on the door to tell him his father is here. Yinhuan can only shove Zhang under the covers. While letting his father in, Chairman Yin comes in and calls out to Yinhuan. He sees the scene. Zhang straightens himself up and stands obediently to the side waiting for them to talk. Zhang thinks so this is Yinhuan's father. Yinhuan doesn't like his dad, so he's never met him before. Their auras are completely different. Then Chairman Yin looks over too. The accidental eye contact startles Zhang. Chairman Yin says Yinhuan lost his memory, but he's still messing around with this Omega. Hey, so this Omega is also one you sent to spy on me. Isn't that a good sign? Chairman Yin thinks Yinhuan really forgot the last 5 years. This is actually a good thing. Chairman Bai from Old Foods is planning an arranged marriage. Now's the chance to get rid of him. This idiot wasting time on feelings that can be lost so easily. Chairman Yin says Zhang is a low-grade Omega. Weak constitution, better suited for warming the bed at night. Full get producing quality alphas. He probably can't even get pregnant. So he's not an Omega father sent. Right, he's an Omega you met on a one-night stand, isn't he, Luigi? Zhang is silent for a moment, then says, that's right, but it's not like that. He thinks Xiaohuan should know. The Xiaohuan he knows would definitely deny it. But the amnesiac Yinhuan says Liu Zhang lied. Didn't you say before you weren't a hustler? Zhang wrings his hands. Yinhuan looks angrily at Zhang with his head down. Chairman Yin smokes and says Yinhuan can finally think clearly. What luck? The smoke makes Zhang cough. Yinhuan watches Zhang coughing. He snatches away father's cigarette, saying, Father, don't you know there's no smoking here? Father thinks Yinhuan still has no manners. He says to make him go on a blind date right after he's discharged. He found him several purebred Omegas. Yinhuan refuses, saying he won't go. He's sick of Omegas. Chairman Yin expected this. He says if Yinhuan goes on the blind date, he'll make Yinhuan the head of the electronics division. Yinhuan agrees. Hearing Yinhuan agrees, Zhang pauses. He looks up at Yinhuan in shock. Yinhuan changes clothes and says not to delay. Set the date. He'll be discharged today. Chairman Yin says Friday night at 8 p.m. at Hachek's hotel. He tells Yinhuan not to be late. He leaves without giving Zhang a second glance. Yinhuan says Jouyang worked hard. They might have been a real couple. But right now, he doesn't have any feelings for Xi Aim, the electronics division. He's wanted it since high school. With the electronics division, he can take down father. So Laza, let's break up. I don't like you. There's no need to give up such a valuable opportunity for you. Zhang remembers Yinhuan saying before that as long as Zhang is here, he can't get it this way. Zhang breaks into a smile. Zhang takes the clothes Yinhuan is packing. Let me do it. You're being discharged today, right? Yinhuan looks at Jin and says, didn't you hear me? I said, let's break up. Zhang says he heard. He finishes packing the suitcase and answers, let's break up. Yinhuan looks irritated again. But if you get your memory back, call me anytime. I'll be waiting for you. Zhang puts on his back. He says with a smile he's leaving now. He'll go handle the discharge first. Take care, Xiaohuan. Yinhuan thinks why is Zhang smiling like an idiot. He's annoying to the end. After Zhang leaves, he sits in a shabby stairwell. He didn't take much money when he moved out. He thinks maybe Xiaohuan forgetting him is actually a good thing. He doesn't deserve the beautiful life they had before. Everything just went back to square one. Nothing's changed. Then two thugs spot him. Zion turns to look. Two creeps start harassing Zion. They ask if Zion is looking for someone. Zion says they're mistaken. He wonders if his pheromones leaked, but he definitely took suppressants. The creep gets close to Zion saying no way they're mistaken. The scent is so good.